Hiya there folks, welcome back to Captain of Industry. This is episode 2 of the Let's Play series for Update 2, which, released a few days ago. I am very excited about it. Maybe you are too. I don't know what's in your head, but yeah, it's worth being excited about, I think. But yeah, in the first episode we set up all the stuff we have here. We set up our construction parts manufacturing, then I think we expanded it at the end of the episode. We set up some fuel production. We have a full storage full of fuel. We set up some farming, so hopefully that will stop our people from starving to death. I think the length of time our food supply will last has been increasing, so that's good. We've planned out a little ramp to get ourselves up to here. I'm not too happy about this truck coming all the way around to dump stuff from the top. So maybe we'll try and make them not do that. That should hopefully stop them doing that, because that's super inefficient. Like all the way around there. Let's just send them down here instead to start with. And yeah, once that's done, we'll have a shortcut up to here. We can start doing a whole bunch of extra stuff. I mean, we can already get up to there by going around the long way, but quicker is better. that's the idea. So in this episode, what do we want to do? We have 2 or 3 more things that we need to use on an ongoing basis, which we're not currently producing. So we need electronics, which we're not currently producing. Electronics need rubber and copper, neither of which we're producing. We also need mechanical components, but that's fairly easy because we're already making iron, which is the only thing required to make those. And the last thing is for our construction materials, construction parts, we need bricks. I think we still have quite a lot of bricks in the communication station. Yeah, that's fine. It's going to run out. So that's hopefully what we're going to solve in this episode. We'll get the last of those 3 resource chains set up. We are building a beacon. We've only got 1 worker left. It's not looking great. And the beacon itself is going to take 1 worker. One thing I kind of, when we were talking about this in the last episode, one thing I didn't mention is that each vehicle needs a driver as well from our worker population. Yeah, we need workers before we can do pretty much anything. We could pause our research lab. Our research has been almost outstripping how quickly we can build stuff, and now that we've run out of construction parts, that's definitely going to be the case. So we could get 4 workers from there if we so desired, but for now we're just going to leave things as they are, and we're going to do some research. We're going to research bricks and copper. Let's just do that, and then we're going to research synthetic rubber straight after that, and then let's just do ship dock repair, storage, and then we'll go up to blueprints. We'll just finish everything in this first phase. It's a bit like the Civilization games, the tech tree here, because there's always bottlenecks. Everything in this kind of first phase ends at construction 2, which is when we get a new assembly building and can build the second version of construction parts 2. So that's an increase in our technology level, and then we alternate between better construction parts and better research labs, construction parts, research labs, as the bottlenecks to proceeding through the tech tree. In this episode, we'll finish off everything in up until this first bottleneck, and then we can leave the rest of the stuff for the next episode. That's the plan anyway. We can see. Maybe it'll take us a bit longer than 1 episode to achieve that. I don't know. Pacing is not exactly a strength of mine. So yeah, what else do we need to do? We can't do anything that requires workers right now. The only thing we're building is this beacon. Everything over here is pretty much finished. We'll just deliver it to the liquid dump. Yeah, we're making diesel. Yeah, this is deadlocked because we've run out of space. Liquid dump has no recipe selected, so that's a bit weird that it doesn't just accept everything. But yeah, we tell that to accept wastewater, and now trucks will come and pick up wastewater and dump it in there and dump it off into the ocean, or I guess that might be a river. I don't know. Where did that other worker go? It didn't go here. Did we just finish making a building or something? Oh no, hang on. Does this take a worker? Yeah, okay. That's a bit awkward. Okay, let's pause the distiller because it's not going to be able to do anything until there's space in this storage anyway. We've finished researching bricks production. Okay, so that's what I want to do right now. Actually, let's just make sure this gets done. So I tried to quick deliver, but I think one of the trucks picked up the construction parts before I could and made them unavailable for the quick delivery. So this ramp, like this is fine. They're just dumping a mixture of dirt and rock from the mines with waste the from the waste sorting, waste collection bit on our place. And that's okay for now, but because we're dumping it there, that's fine because we can come back and just dig that back up if we need to. But one of the things we want to do in the future is dump stuff in the ocean because we talked a little bit about how the docks that we have here, we're going to need more coastline for more harbours. So my thoughts, I was having a look before I started recording today. My thoughts on this. Let's bring the layers on. We're going to need a ramp up to here to get that groundwater fairly soon. So what I'm thinking is we do that here. We dig into this mountain to build a ramp up here and then flatten out some of the surface up here. And then we take all that material and dump it into the sea along the bottom of this, along the bottom of the hill, to make ourselves a little bit of coastline. And the way I would want to do that, I would prefer not to dump dirt into the ocean where we can't get it back. So if we look here, the surface here is at Z level 3. We're up here, it's like, what, 18 or something? I would like to build a ramp down and make a Z level 1 platform of just rock and maybe waste. But basically all that stuff, yeah, rock, waste and slag, but not dirt. And then on top of that Z level 1 platform, I'd like to put a single layer of dirt to make it look like this, right? We don't, it lets us use farms on that area, it lets us, and it just looks prettier. So what I want to do is I want to make it so that we can't dump dirt just anywhere. I want a specific place for dirt to be dumped. And what place should that be? I don't know. Maybe I should have planned that out before I did that. So definitely the way we're going to actually do that is via a mine control tower. So let's just pop one of these down, edit the area to not include the ramp that we're already building. We'll do it like that, and then we can choose what can be dumped in this area. So if I say that only dirt can be dumped in this area, then anything outside the mine control area, like this, takes it from the global settings, but anything within that area takes it from the mine control tower settings. So let's do this, and I'd like it to be here actually. So yeah, out to here, and then rotate it to point downwards, and I think, oh, so close, so close. Let's just go down to like here, flatten out, and then go down like there instead. That's probably better, and then we can maybe in future join it up to there as well. Who knows? But yeah, that's going to be where all our dirt goes. The rock and waste and slag can continue to go there and eventually off into the sea over here. We don't want to start dumping stuff into the sea until we have finished this ramp though. So the next thing to do there, luckily these mine control towers don't need any form of workers, because we don't, oh no, we do have them. So we finished our beacon, you don't need that, we've already talked about tools, and we got some refugees and they brought some copper and some rubber and some scraps and some diesel with us, hooray! We do need to keep an eye on that because they're going to bring another 14, so that's going to take us up to like 120, and then maybe The same again would be 135, and then we're going to be struggling for space here, and then we need to decide whether we can afford to expand this. I mean, by that point we probably will have enough construction parts, but whether we have enough food for that, like how much are we eating? It'll tell us here. We're eating 4.9 every minute, and we're making average 9.2 per minute. I don't know if that is adjusted. Yeah, so losses incurred due to lack of fertility or water are not included in this estimate. For example, so if this soil water level hits 0, that's not accounted for in there, so our actual production is going to be lower. So that's going to be a bit awkward to figure out. Tree harvester has no trees to harvest. Tree harvester, you can harvest some trees. Yeah, I don't really care too much about which trees you harvest. Just make us a bit of space, please. So we do have some workers now, which means we can do some stuff and things. In fact, let's leave that for later. We've only got 2 excavators right now, and before we start digging just plain rock and dirt, we want to prioritise digging stuff like coal and copper for those production chains that we just unlocked. Because coal is needed for our iron smelting, and it'll be needed for our copper smelting, and it's needed for our diesel production. And I believe it's also needed for our rubber plant. Yeah, right now, because we don't have any sulfur right now. So later on we'll be able to replace coal with sulfur for our diesel, for our rubber, and also we'll get more advanced oil processing that doesn't need coal for distilling as well. But for now, we need coal for all of those things. So we want to, well, probably just one here, that's fine. They'll get built. We also want an ore sorting plant, and I think we could probably just use one ore sorting plant for both of these. So there's always going to be rock and dirt coming out of the ground wherever we're digging, but we can also just add coal and copper. And I was looking at this before I started recording because I wasn't quite sure how it worked, but the trucks are smart and they know what this sorting plant can handle, and they won't bring a load to the sorting plant unless it can handle all of the things that they have in their truck bed. So it looks like we're going to need an ore sorting plant that can handle pretty much everything we might dig out of the ground. This is fine for the short term, but for example, if we wanted to dig this back out, this ramp back out, we need an ore sorting plant that can handle waste, which is going to be an interesting wrinkle. So yeah, that truck's dry. Okay. Right, okay, so we've got even more refugees, more resources, very similar resources, hooray. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that, because after the next one we need to pause the beacon. What else? Ship dock repair, what does that take? I think it's just 100, yeah, let's put that on pause just now. First we need to repair the shipyard, then we need to repair the ship, then we need 15 crew for the ship, and then we need 80 fuel for the ship. So I would rather put that on pause until we've got a bit more population and we're a bit more confident in how many supplies we have access to. The things over here are going to be kind of awkward because it's so far away, and we're going to be pulling a lot of stuff out of the ground. It's also going to be awkward because we've only got 2 excavators and we've run out of vehicle parts, and we're not making vehicle parts. So let's see if we can get another assembly to make mechanical components. The ideal layout would involve me making mechanical components and electronics and then feeding them both into another one making vehicle components. But that's a lot of buildings. I don't know that we need that. Let's just do it like this. We'll put vehicle parts and mechanical components in the same assembly. Actually, we'll put the mechanical parts first. So whenever it fills itself up with mechanical parts, it'll immediately use some of them to make vehicle parts instead. And then the one next door will make for electronics. Because remember, mechanical mechanical parts are needed for vehicle parts, but they're also needed for our maintenance building. That uses the same materials as vehicle parts. So we want to make sure we're not using up all our mechanical parts at all times. And we want to have a bit of excess electronics production as well for the same reason. And yeah, things are looking pretty good over here. Yeah, we're still digging through rock. We've not found any actual iron ore yet, but that'll come with time. Now that we've got copper refinement, we do have the option to create copper scraps and copper ore in a blast furnace. I would very much recommend never mixing. Oh, hang on. There's our new refugees. Yeah, they brought the same stuff every time. And let's pause our beacon because we don't have a room for anyone anymore. So yeah, I would very much recommend not mixing iron and copper in the same blast furnace. It's just not worth it. So yeah, probably in fact we probably want to have our okay. So we'll let that do its thing. We're making vehicle parts. That'll be quite slow, but we're not really in a huge rush there. So let's make sure we've got one more excavator queued up and a few more pickups. And that'll mean we've got one excavator doing iron, and then we'll end up with one doing coal and one doing copper. The coal is more important than, so we'll just do like one on one there. It's got no mining designations in there. And I was looking at this before I started recording as well. Let's have a look. So this is this is a bit of a mess. The vision, the way this shows you it is like there's coal and then there's, in fact let's put this at a different angle so you can kind of see it a bit better. There's coal and then there's like this many layers of rock on top of the coal. So essentially this entire plateau, like at least up to here, is one giant coal deposit with a bunch of rock on top of the edges. So what I think I want to do here is, first switch that off. I want to start mining. Where's our mining designation? It's a bit annoying that it's at a diagonal from the grid, but I want to make I want to start maybe here and put a flat one in to start from, and two flat ones in to start from, and I want to dig up. I want to dig like a ramp up into this mountain, and that's only like the start of the plan, but eventually it's going to get up to like here, flatten out, and then curve around, and eventually there'll be a ramp all the way up to the top of here, and eventually maybe we can use this open space for stuff and things and factory layouts and whatever we want to do. So yeah, let's maybe just expand this out and then see, can we see how far we can get with that, because the slope when you're doing this is really shallow, especially compared to the cliffs like this. So this is going to be a very, very long-term project. I think we're not gonna hit the top anytime soon. Yeah, look at this. Look at the ridiculous length of that ramp. But yeah, that should dig our way through a whole bunch of coal on its way up though, because from what we saw, yeah, there's coal at the surface here that goes down quite far, but there's also some under these mountains. So yeah, we'll dig out a lot of rock and dirt, but we already know where we can send the rock. We can dump it in the ocean to make more land for ourselves. So that's not necessarily too much of a problem. And yeah, we assign an excavator. That's still on its way. I can guarantee you, the excavators move really slow. In fact, because excavators move really slow, let's put a place for them to refuel, because the last thing we want is for this excavator. What's its fuel tank? So it's at 69%. Nice. But yeah, it's used up nearly a third of its fuel just getting to here. So the last thing we want is for it to have to drive all the way down here, refuel, and all the way back, and get back here with only half a fuel tank anyway. So we'll build a fluid storage as a refueling point for that, and that'll make things much more efficient. So yeah, I'm quite keen to look at this loose storage, because I want to know. So these ore sorting plants, it's interesting to me because like, not we're still in the early game, but as you progress and you start making things a bit more fancy and professional and a bit less scrappy, once you've got the resources to actually build more organized layouts, it's usually a really good idea to put like in the previous update, not so much usually, but in the previous update, like we would put a loose storage here, or we put three loose storages here, and make one of them for dirt, one of them for rock, and one of them for ore, so that the trucks assigned to here don't have to go really far to get rid of their loads. But with the ore sorting plant, it doesn't have an input. I don't think that's a thing anymore. I don't think, it doesn't look like there's a loose storage category for unsorted mining stuff, like or unsorted ore things. So it looks like rather than having trucks dump into a loose storage and then get taken away for sorting, we would have to put the sorting plant right next to the mine, which makes things a little bit less flexible, but I think we can handle it. I think that'll be okay. So yeah, maintenance. We produced some maintenance. Good for us. Good job. Well done us. We get some electronics and some construction parts for that, which are well received. Unit storage, and yeah, okay. So next on the list, we unlocked this unit storage when we unlocked the trading dock that we built. So let's follow that. That's a really good idea to do anyway. We want wood stored somewhere. Partly because where's our tree harvesting thingamajig? Is it around here? Yeah, okay. So yeah, we want more storage than the bed of one of these trucks. I do want to take this back down. I do want yeah, we want a storage. We want a place to store wood so we can have this working continuously rather than sitting idle right until we decide we need to build stuff. And also, if we're going to trade, okay, we'll come back to loans later on. If we want to trade, the bricks and the concrete are both really useful things for us to trade for. Iron scraps less so, but possibly useful in an emergency, and they all take wood. And obviously our construction parts need wood as well, so having a buffer of wood that we can use for trading will be very useful. Yeah, okay, so our tech is outstripping our ability to build stuff. That's probably just me being a bit too long-winded and not being able to keep up. Captain's office, we're going to come back to the captain's office. We're kind of pressed for construction parts right now, so it's not, we're limited in how much we can build anyway, but bricks production, yeah, we're getting to the point where we very much need bricks protection, and this also goes back to why I didn't want to be dumping dirt into the ocean, because where is it? It's General Machines, yeah. Brickworks uses dirt to make bricks, so we should not we should avoid losing all of our dirt. Pickup has no fuel. What? Okay, right, I see. So you need to refuel, but you're way too far away from anywhere that can be refueled at. So I'm not sure. So we did pick the realism settings that mean that they stop working if they run out of fuel, but I don't think they stop working. I don't think they stop working if they could refuel. Like the fuel tank's empty, but because there's fuel available here and there's fuel available here, they'll still be able to go and pick that up. So that's not particularly game ending. It also means that having this fluid storage is generally a good idea. for even more reasons. But yeah, what else do we need to do? What were we doing? Bricks production. Yeah, okay. We keep getting distracted. The other thing that so another thing we need coal for, and then dirt. We're getting plenty of dirt from our mining operations, so that's not too much of an issue. The other thing it needs is water, and yeah, because we don't have access to that groundwater yet, we don't have the tech to drill for it either. We just Our only option is this giant rainwater harvester. So we're just gonna put one here. So it has a storage. These have an internal storage, so we don't need to build a separate storage building for it. I don't know how much does this make on average. It doesn't tell. I think once it's built, it'll tell us. Yeah, 4.7 per minute on average, and this needs 6. But yeah, I'm not too bothered about that. We don't need 100% uptime on that, I don't think. Let's just see what we can do with Unity. This one also needs wood as well, so we can't until we've got that buffer of wood that we were looking for. We can't use the quick delivery on that, even if we have the construction parts, which we don't. Construction parts are going to be, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just a case of waiting. This is why I didn't want to start on that other start, which was like, was it here? Yeah, this is the insane difficulty start that I wanted to give us, where like this is too steep to drive on. I can tell just by looking at it, and then there's another giant ridge in the way, and then you get to your iron, and like given how like you saw how quickly we wanted to get iron, literally all we would have been able to do on here is build a lab, research vehicles, build like one excavator, and then just sit and wait for it to dig very slowly, dig a ramp all the way up here and all the way kind of over and through that ridge to get access to this iron ore before we could do anything. And I don't know about you, but that's not the sort of thing I want to. That's not the sort of video I want to make, and it's not the sort of video you want to watch. That's like it would just be hours and hours of just sitting and watching the screen. There's not even a large amount of wood for us to trade for scraps or anything. So yeah, I'm very glad we didn't start over there. Right, back where we were. Yeah, I think we're gonna be doing something similar here. We're gonna be waiting for construction parts quite a lot. Well, hang on, what's going on here? So yeah, our ramp is nearly finished. We're gonna once. Why are you going all the way around? You're gonna go all the way around this plateau and dump it from the other side, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, I don't care. You can do that. That's just fine. It won't be much longer until that ramp's done, and then that whole problem should go away. Let's put up the speed a little bit. In fact, let's max out the speed for a little bit, just so we get stuff done as quickly as possible. And I think we want to think about how we're gonna. I want to go down to here. I want to flatten out like this. Okay. I was a little worried that they wouldn't be able to get to there because of the steepness of that slope. Actually, I am still a little bit worried about that. So let's just make that a little bit better like that. Yeah, okay. So that gives us like a starting place to dump stuff that's eventually going to turn into like a longer section of coastline for us to build harbours and stuff on. And eventually we might connect it around this way and and rather than people from here having to drive up and round there, they can drive down and around there. I don't think that's actually much quicker, but I mean, it's a possibility, so why don't we just do it? I guess. And yeah, okay, so we've been getting a lot of things, we've done a lot of research, we are starting to get construction parts um, increasing again. So let's have a look. What are we running short on? I think we're probably good for copper. We're good for rubber. Electronics we're already making out of those materials. Um, Bricks. Let's just quick deliver. Quick deliver. Our trucks are really busy right now. I think it's mainly because they're still delivering fuel over here. They're still picking up stuff out of this. Yeah, they're going to be picking up rock and dirt out of this ore sorting plant, and they're going to be going all the way around to dump it over here, um, which is not ideal. I think that'll be alleviated because now this is done, they'll have another route. I assume. Yeah. They can definitely get up and down there. In fact, no, I was hoping we could there was one that we could just watch do that. just in case we were. Yeah, in fact, I can see that we've done it because they've done the thing where they leave a trail. Okay, so that's going to make things a lot better. Yeah, in fact, we're back to stable already, which means we have idle trucks, which is good. What else? Ship dock repair. Let's repair the dock. I don't think there's any, like, we don't need that. Blueprints we don't really need that much of. Ramp for vehicles isn't relevant yet. That becomes relevant when we have conveyor belts, and that's going to be a little while. So yeah, let's repair the ship dock. It takes 100 parts, but that's fine. That's the only thing we're building right now, so we don't need to do anything with priorities. We've still got enough workers, just about. Let's build another one of these. Actually, we're going to need one eventually. We'll do that, and then we'll just lower the priority. If there's any extra construction parts going, they'll end up there, but it won't block us from repairing the shipyard. And I believe, yeah, we can't see how much. You can't see what the cost of repairing the ship is going to be, but if I remember correctly, if it's not changed since the last update, that's only, it costs like iron, I believe, just iron, not even vehicle parts or anything. So yeah, we'll see there. We'll see there. What else? There was something else that I saw, and I was like, oh, that's new in the update. I need to talk about that, but I've forgotten. I've forgotten what it was. Yeah, it's gone. Sorry. Apologies if you were really excited about whatever it is that flashed up on screen. Oh, I know what it was. Trade. So there's the option for loans now. So you can borrow products for other settlements. Borrowed products are delivered to your trading dock. You must repay the borrowed quantity plus interest in annual installments. Payments are deducted from your trading dock, so ensure trucks regularly supply the dock. Like we could do something like borrow bricks and then trade wood for bricks to repay it. Because if you trade these too fast, the price goes up quite rapidly. So yeah, maybe that could be useful, but I don't think, like, it would be really interesting if you could get a loan and then pay it back with a different type of good. But yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll see. We get a credit score, we get an interest rate, volume multiplier, increase. Okay, yeah. So I guess the more we borrow and the more we reliably pay back, the more we can borrow and the more different types of things we can borrow. So yeah, I'm not sure what sort of use we'll get out of that. Maybe, yeah, we'll see how it goes in the future. When we're way down here and we unlock large vehicles, we have to make the next tier of vehicle parts, and that takes glass. But glass itself, I don't believe we can. Yeah, we can't make our own glass until the next phase of research, which is quite a long way away. So that's something I usually, when playing this game, I would usually use trading to get access to glass for vehicle parts, because vehicle parts are like, you don't need them on a kind of ongoing maintenance type basis. They're mostly useful as a one-off price to pay. Okay, so our shipyard is repaired. We'll tell it to stock up on fuel for the ship. It wants us to repair it. Okay. So it doesn't look like we do. It doesn't look like we do need to repair the ship anymore. We only need to repair the shipyard. We just need to load it with crew and fuel, and we can send it off to do stuff. So yeah, now that it's got some fuel, that's going to take a little while for it to happen. Not enough fuel to refuel a vehicle. Is that because? I think that's because we just loaded it all into our ship. Um, oh, I know why. It's because we had this paused. Let's not do that. Let's not pause. That should solve that problem. That was a bit silly. I should have known. I should have known when I paused that in the first place that I would forget to unpause it. That should mean that more fuel comes here. We'll come back to that in a second. In the meantime, the things we said we were going to do at the start of the episode. Rubber. We need rubber. So let's get a rubber maker. It just needs diesel and coal. Coal we're already bringing over here for supplying here. So let's see, where are the inputs? Can we just do like this? I think this is going to be good because we can build a pipe to there for the diesel, and we can build, like once we have conveyor belts, we can build a storage for coal here and deliver to both of those buildings from there, and that'll be really good. I don't want. Ideally, we would. How much does that rubber maker use? I don't want to use up all our diesel in making rubber. I don't. Yeah, okay. So it only uses like a third of what a distiller can produce. So I don't think that's too much of a worry. I was wondering if we needed to do some like um, prioritization. We don't have balancers unlocked yet, so we couldn't do that anyway. What we do want to do probably is, can we get, yeah, okay. I want to go up a couple of levels, round, and will it go over? Will it go over? Yeah, okay. I'll go around here, and then we'll just put wastewater in the same place. So that should make our logistics for disposing of that a little bit easier. I mean, if I was doing this again, I would point this the opposite direction so we could just deliver. So we could just deliver it to the dump by pipe. I mean, maybe we can do that once we've got a few more construction parts. We can do that, but that'll allow us to produce our own rubber, which yeah is not super high priority, but is something we're going to need to do eventually. And yeah, we've now produced enough diesel and dumped enough wastewater that we've completed this tutorial goal. So collect that. Disable truck. Okay. Yeah, we'll switch off. Yeah, this doesn't actually matter, but we'll do it anyway. We can control whether trucks are allowed to bring diesel here. The only source of diesel we have is this anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But I think the idea for that was that the game figures we shouldn't take diesel from the shipyard to bring it here. We should just leave that free to be filled up by the diesel maker. Yeah, I can see where they're coming from there. I don't really care either way, but we'll do it for the tutorial goal. We'll do it to keep the game happy. We now have enough wood stored. Let's trade. We don't have enough products to trade with. Okay, so we did have enough wood stored, and then I think our trucks just immediately put it straight into the construction part maker. Where's our tree harvester? We can do it here. There we go. There's something weird about the way that this is choosing to go. Oh no, okay, I understand. So it was over here, and I know I've got these ones assigned. So I was like, why didn't you just go and do that one instead of coming over here? But it's gone up here to refuel, and then it's come down and it's chopping up stuff here instead. But yeah, the reason I was looking for that is I want to give it another truck so that we can collect that wood quicker. Because yeah, trading wood for bricks is really useful and is a really handy thing to do. I would quite like to do that. So having a solid income of wood will be very useful for that. So yeah, okay. So now the ship's full of diesel. All we need to do is load some crew for it, and we're out of workers again. Um, we yeah we need to. Where are you going? Why do you want? No, don't do that. You're supposed to refuel here. Okay, okay. So one of the things in our research, one of the things we get access to pretty much immediately now that we're in the next phase is a fuel station. And what that means is we can just load fuel into the fuel station and assign a truck to it, and that truck will take fuel to the excavators. Um, so given that this one's going to ignore the supply that's right there and drive halfway across the map, I'm going to say that that's going to be a priority. uh, but yeah, okay, so we're looking pretty good. We've got that rubber maker making rubber, which is good. We do love a bit of more resources. I think looking at the runtime, I don't think we're going to have time to set up the copper supply. I don't think it. Yeah, like, we've got loads of copper. It's going to be a while before we actually need that anyway. We don't have enough workers for that. We would need another smelter, which takes like 8 people. Um, yeah, so we're gonna put that on hold. We're gonna call this the end of this episode, and that gives us something to do next episode, right? We need to to switch the beacon back on. We'll do that, and yeah, in the next episode we'll get a few more citizens in now that we've got places for them to live. We'll load up crew and go exploring on the world map, see what we can find, loot to find, resources to discover, battles to be fought. We can possibly find more villages with different types of trade offers. Who knows? But yeah, that and setting up our copper supply should be our next episode. Also, the construction supplies, the next level of construction parts. It just needs electronics and regular construction parts. Yeah, that's nothing particularly strenuous. So we can set that up. We can set up copper. We can set up our exploration plans. We can do a bit more research and start thinking about conveyor belts and taking a bit of the load off our trucks. Crop rotation is probably going to be a good idea now that we're going to be having more people arriving. That'll be the next episode. That was this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying getting back into this game, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.